So, one thing I've noticed, especially with this group, is they like to say that they're trying to hold people accountable. That's why they do what they do. They're not bullying, they're not terrorizing and harassing people. They're just trying to hold them accountable. And the problem with that is that they're not actually holding anybody accountable for anything. They're just kind of abusing people with their past. The purpose of holding somebody accountable is to change their actions. Say somebody was drinking and said, I'm going to cut down, and you noticed that they had not cut down, and you bring that up to them. That's holding somebody accountable. Going over somebody's past relentlessly is not actually holding anybody accountable unless they are still living in that past, which I am not. Because in 2009, I was a much, much, much different person than I am now. The person they're trying to hold accountable doesn't even really exist. She was in 2009, and I'm living in 2023. See, in 2009, I was unmedicated for all of my problems. I had not been to therapy. I was dealing with an abusive family who did not acknowledge any of my problems. And I was just out of an abusive marriage to somebody who could never have loved me. I was desperate to find somebody who would love me and would take care of me. That's who I was in 2009. In 2023, I'm medicated. I'm in therapy. I'm as far away from my abusive family as I can get with them forcing themselves down my throat. I'm no longer desperate to be in a relationship with anybody. I'm perfectly fine staying alone because I don't want anybody to ever get hurt because of me again. It's actually shown that men will instinctively put themselves in danger to impress a woman that they find is attractive. So all you really have to do to trigger a man into doing something stupid is be somebody that he finds attractive. A man will cross the street knowing that it's dangerous just to impress a woman, even if she's not impressed by that. It's just the way it's how men's minds think. There is nothing I can do to change the past. I can't bring Roberta back to life. I can't change who I was. The only thing I can do is try to move forward with my life, which I've been trying to do. But it's really hard because for the last 3 years, my life has been nothing but harassment and anger and hatred and pain, to the point that I stay on the verge of nervous breakdown. I can't better my situation because I'm mentally locked in place and kept there by these cyberbullying groups who insist that they're just trying to hold me accountable. But what does that mean? What does holding me accountable mean when the crime that happened that somebody else committed 15 years ago almost, how can I be held accountable at this point in my life? Other than killing myself or putting a false confession into the police, which they say they don't want me to do those things, but what are the other options? I'm not given one. And they're saying, all you have to do is confess. I have said everything. I have told as much as has happened. I've given it all. I've literally told every aspect that I remember. And it's never going to be enough. You're always going to have questions that I can't answer, and they're not in the court documents, and so you're just going to keep assuming and harassing and threatening and terrorizing and insisting that you're the good people in the situation and you're just trying to hold somebody accountable. I am not even the same person that I was in 2009. There can be no accountability. When I was unmedicated and had no treatment, I was a completely different human being.